Hello there everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. So, we've got 4 grand arenas occurred last night. I've got 3 of them here for you. Let's show you them. Okay, let's start off with Temmin. Temmin was up against Mizdirect. GP difference of 5.9 to 6.8, so not the biggest gap I've ever faced. Zeta's not the greatest disadvantage, I'll admit, but again, you kind of accept that sometimes. I had more GA Omicrons, which was nice. We were behind on Relics, Gear 12s, and 6-dot mods we were just a little bit behind on. As far as the actual speeds on the mods though, by and large we were looking good. The disadvantage we had was GLs. I'd got JML, my opponent got JML and Sith Eternal Emperor. The advantage I had there though was that the Sith Eternal Emperor was only Relic 2 without an ultimate, so even if it was on defense, we wouldn't be facing the worst possible defense team. So let's show you what that meant. Okay, so yeah, this is how it looked at the start of play, and I was feeling quite comfortable. I thought, okay, I've got my JML for offense. We've got an option there. And yeah, this was not the worst defense I was expecting to see. So if we go here, this is what I put down. I don't particularly like putting wedge on the front wall, but I thought, all right, I need to put something down. So yeah, wedge went down. Atbar's doing pretty good on defense, so I didn't mind that. Mon Mothma, again, I didn't think there was a Wamper, I will check that, but I don't believe there was a Wamper Omicron in play, so yeah. And Dash has been on defense quite a lot lately, so it made sense. Then when we look at the bottom wall, we got Gas, CLS, Darth Revan and Malak. Last round I forgot to put Malak in a few times, but this time he's there. And we got Padme with Cat, so I thought, alright, that should be interesting. And yeah, I haven't been showing back walls on this list, by the way. I'm going to just hide back walls as far as revealing them too much. But yeah, on the front wall for my opponent, we've got Crew, Darth Revan, Old Republic, and we've got Bounty Hunters. We'll look at the bottom wall. There was JML, there was Phoenix, there was 501st, and there was Mon Mothma. So, in theory, I should have been doing good here. So let's show you how that played out. So first battle, we did the JML mirror, and I will be completely honest, this was a very comfortable battle. Even with Mace there, which I didn't really get, it was very comfortable. Yeah, I'm trying to work out why you would put Mace in a JML lineup, because I know that he's more than just a tank, but the fact is he taunts, and I don't see the point of putting any other tank in a JML team. It's like when I've had to use Old Ben in that team because I've lacked Jedi. I don't really agree with it because Old Ben kind of... You can't use his taunt ability because it, again, pulls away from JML. So you're thinking, well, what's the point in using him? The only thing he can really do is the mind trick. So it's the same reason with General Kenobi. I don't agree with putting him in there. So yeah, Mace is a bit of an odd one. I get this turn meter manipulation, but unless you've got a full team of Galactic Republic around JML, I don't see even how his second special can really benefit. So, yeah, I find it a little bit of a waste in all honesty. And it kind of shows. This battle was pretty much a foregone conclusion. I think we got JML out before we even hit ult, or maybe just after. Here we go, so just after. And yeah, it was a very comfortable win. Again, you guys who do it, let me know why you do it. Maybe it's just you've got a lack of Jedi. Could be the case for my opponent here, but again, I just find it a little bit perplexing because it feels like very, very easy banners. So yeah, at this point it was just, let's get Luke out. 75 banners for a first battle. So next one, we went in against Mon Mothma. I had to remember them. So I didn't check speeds here. Oh, sorry, I'll correct myself. I did check speeds here. My Vader was faster than Kyle. Only, well, I won't say only just. It was about, my Vader's about 272, I think. The Kyle was about 220. So it was a close call as far as how much his effective speed will get to. But I felt pretty confident. I'm playing these out of order. We'd done Crimson live at the time. Sorry, my cat's just suddenly decided now's the time to jump up on my TV unit, which I don't particularly like. Okay. A little bit of life peril while I'm recording this. Yeah, you don't know what you're doing, do you? Sorry, I wish I could pan the camera for this, because this is actually quite live, a bit of live entertainment. But yeah, it was a comfortable battle, honestly. Vader outsped my opponent, and I just didn't stand a chance. Now, this is the one I'm disappointed in. I've done this battle a few times, and I was expecting better. The trouble is, they gained a lot of speed and turn meter in this battle, and I wasn't able to really take advantage how I would like. Because as you can see here, they go pretty quick, and my boss just gets wrecked. It's painful. There's no other way of putting it. I mean, look at that. Aura's gone, fair enough, but yeah. We couldn't use Annihilate. We got AoE'd. So yeah, as soon as that happened, this match was over. I mean, the best I could hope for here is that we could get a turn back to Mando, and he would be able to do Disintegrate, but the fact is the turn meter just didn't line up. Even if Mando hadn't been killed off there, he would have been critted, so he would have been at least on cooldown. So yeah, this was just horrendous. And the worst bit is I didn't have a counter left. All my possible counters were on defense, so that wall was lost. So I thought, right, we're going to at least try and clean up the final team on the wall. Phoenix, so I took a Nest. But yeah. Sorry, you guys can't see it. My cat is now just sitting on the TV unit again, something I'm not particularly fond of, just for those of you who don't like it. Let me just move her. Oh, okay. Just look at this. Look at this. Alright, there you go. Little cheeky mare thinking to herself, right, I'm just going to walk it where I want. Okay, so... sorry, I'm laughing at how this has happened while I'm doing a recording, but yeah, I'm just thinking to myself, okay, this was not the cleanest of battles as far as Ezra was doing a bit of naughty stuff, shall we call it. He is Relic, so you expect a bit of damage, especially with the Zeta. But I'm thinking to myself, this was still a surprising amount of damage. Ness, thankfully, with the protection up, she wasn't really in danger, but still you're looking and thinking, this is closer than I would like. So yeah, once Ezra's gone, there's no threat in the team whatsoever, so it's a pretty comfortable win from that point. In fact, Era kind of kills herself there. But yeah, just whittle down Kanan, and it's a clean 68. So not much more to add there. So I decided to go on the top wall, and I thought, I've lost this round anyway. I can't clear either wall, because I didn't have a Darth Revan counter either. That was the worst thing. I was banking on a half clear. So, yeah, maybe in the hindsight, it'd have been better leaving the south wall and going north. But, again, I'm wondering what I need to do, because my opponent did set a tough defense, and I'm thinking I needed to at least clear one wall. Or you know, either north or south, and I just didn't manage either. Again, that's 2 rounds in a row, and I'm not happy at it. I really need to rethink my defense somehow. Either that, or I need to go all out offense just to make sure I've got enough to definitely clear. But yeah, this was just painful, because I thought I'll see if I can win with a 4-man resistance team just for experimental purposes. There was no Zamacron, so I thought I might be all right. But yeah, I think it just goes to show that having that 5th toon in the resistance team does benefit, because I got absolutely torn apart here. And this is a fairly clean counter. I recognise there's a lot of turn meter gain from the Mandalorian, but even then, I felt like I got owned, you know, and I really don't like getting owned. So, yeah, this was painful. This is the 2nd round in a row I have been describing my matches with Temmin as painful. And this kind of shows it, that this was the last battle I did. Yeah, with Temmin here, I just decided to try Grievous. I thought, maybe if we can get this down by some miracle, then I could maybe clean up the other stuff with what I got left. But anyone who's done Grievous, you know that Darth Revan's a hard counter. As you can see, we've got Death Mark, and that's the death knell for this GA. I mean, I wasn't expecting anything here. It was literally just throwing pretty much the biggest team I got left. But yeah, I mean, maybe it's an argument I could have put Grievous on defense, but in my defense, I was thinking maybe, the big word there, maybe, if I'd have put, if I needed it, it would have been a good JML cleanup or something like that. So GG on offense felt like a good idea, but maybe in hindsight it's better on defense than allowing me something different for offense. Because yeah, this is just painful. Yeah, so rip. So that is the final offense. Let's show you how I got on with Temmin. So yeah, Temmin lost. Is anyone surprised? Yeah, I mean, I'm laughing it off, but I'm hurting here. 4 losses in a row is not nice. Wedge held. Good on you, Wedge. My bottom wall did quite good, it seems. We got 3 holds with Darth Revan, 1 on Padme. CLS didn't hold, that's a disappointment. So I would say my defense did some good. I'm just disappointed with my offense. Terribly disappointed. I mean, the guy didn't even have to attack my executor. So yeah, I just needed to clear 1 wall. And you think that gas team, damn. I mean, even if I'd have gone north, if I'd have just gone north, I could have at least then said, you have got to beat my executor. But instead I went south and yeah, I lost based on that. So it's frustrating, it's disappointing, but we will be back and we're going to try next round to avoid 0-5 because that will be beyond painful. So yeah, please no 0-5, please no 0-5. So Crimson faced a pretty big GP difference this time. Well, not just that. So we were 3.5 million behind. As a result, Zetas were behind. GA Omicron's naturally behind. We were 100 total Rallics behind. We were 85 Rallic 5 pluses behind. Surprisingly, only Full Gear 12's behind. But look at that, 500 6-dot mods behind. Yet I was still clearly in the lead in all of the speed mod categories. This was such a weird round. As you can see, he's got 5 GLs. He hasn't got Jedi Master Kenobi. I believe that was down to Wat Tambor. But yeah, I'm just looking at this and I'm going, how on earth are we in the same bracket? But then again, there's Kyber too, so what do you expect, I guess. But the speed mods, man, those speed mods, they were horrendous. And as we see during the actual round, it didn't get better for him as far as how they look. So this is the defense that I set. Yeah, I was expecting what we saw here. I was expecting Lord Vader. So let's just run you through the actual defenses and offenses. Well, actually, the 2 defenses. So yeah, my defense. We got Darth Revan on the top. We got Phasma, Bosk, and a Dooku comp. So yeah, I was hoping Darth Revan might catch him out. I thought I'm not going to put Talon in there just for the fact that I feel like Talon's better if it's a trip team at the back. Phasma, I did spare Kylo Ren for it. I thought maybe it might speed the team up. And the rest were pretty much just what I had spare. South, we went JMK. We put Bam, the clones, and Qui-Gon. Not much more I can add, really, unfortunately. And then I have put the back wall here just purely because I don't think it's worth anything. I did put my CLS town, which is a little bit stronger than it was in the previous round, but it's still very weak. Especially when you look at that 3PO and Chewie just chilling there. And yeah, I wasn't optimistic with this back wall if it got breached. My opponent's defense, top wall, they put a BAM team down. They also put a Phasma team down. They've got Night Sisters, and they got an Iden team. Then you look here, they've got Ewoks with Rallic 4 Tebow. Okay. Tebow the Troll. Mon Mothma with Kyle. For some reason, no Hoth Rebel Scout. That would have made a lot more sense. They've got Old Republic. Surprisingly, no Zeta on Karth. And then Lord Vader with Starkiller and Maul. So, quite a bit of offense in that team in theory, but I don't know why it didn't worry me. And I think when you see how we got on, it will back up my lack of concern. So let's get into it. So first battle we did, SLKR versus Lord Vader. Not the cleanest of battles. We did put Shield Tech on Slacker straight away, do a poke on Royal Guard. That essentially means that he's going to be marked, but I didn't mind that. That was kind of the plan. So we pass turn to Slacker, do the AoE to cleanse the daisies. Now, the rest of my team is going to die. There is no 2 ways about it. We're going to put the health pack onto First Order Stormtrooper just to try and keep them around a little bit longer. but he is not expected to survive this. I think at this point I'm deliberating, should I do it? But yeah, the weapon tech will kill us, so it's got to be the health pack I'd do. Starkiller in this team doesn't do a lot. I feel the need to point this out for anyone who's curious. I wasn't worried going in, and during play I wasn't worried at all. I mean, he does very little. I mean, I need to stress this, even though I haven't put the speeds on screen, this was a very slow team. Very, very slow. I mean, you can probably tell just based on how many turns the opposition has actually taken by this point. But yeah, the guy's mods were just not good, so therefore that may be playing a part, but I honestly don't think that even if you were faster, you would be doing a lot, because a lot of the bonuses that Starkiller gains in GA, they're reliant on him being in the right team. So you put him in the wrong team and he's not doing as much as you would need, really. I mean, he isn't even hitting hard. So, yeah, I don't really know what I can add there, unfortunately. I decided to stall for my ult. I wanted 3 turns, so I'm kind of glad I did that. We did need to do one more poke, but I think it was worth it because the 3 turns, it really is good. So, yeah, it's dicey. You know, I didn't feel comfortable, but it was worth it, I'd say. So we went an ult, Royal Guard goes down, and at this point, we are just stacking mastery. We are just stacking every little bit of mastery we can get. So, AoE. Another AoE coming up. To be fair, they take a few turns at this point just because I'm standing still. So yeah, one more Siphon, or Siphon Mastery, and we do a third, and that should get rid of Maul and Starkiller. And at this point, it's just about surviving. And we're going to get a lot of protection recovery thanks to the shield tech, but it's not clean. It's got to be said, it is not clean. We're just going to keep siphoning, we're just going to try and keep building up our own stacks, because Lord Vader is going to be pretty strong, but yeah, we're just going to make sure that we're at least making ourselves stronger. We're going to just keep siphoning mastery. So, yeah, you can see we're in a comfortable position. Lord Vader's hitting hard. It's not like he's a wet noodle, but it's still not threatening. I mean, at this point, it's very comfortable. So, yeah, he does go into an ult. I do believe that was a good ult for him. I might be mistaken, but I don't think he was siphoning anything negative, let's say. But I may need to look at the numbers that he's dealing in slow-mo. Let me have a quick look. That's about 40k, so maybe he is dealing low damage. Maybe he did siphon Royal Guard a bit too much early on. So might need to check that. But if so, that's another reason to take Slacker in. So yeah, pretty comfortable. 36k, yeah, I'd say he siphoned Royal Guard's mastery too much. So yeah, it looks pretty good, that 62. First battle, we dropped 13 banners, but against a GL, I'm taking that. So, round 2. We faced Mon Mothma. Again, this is the one that I mentioned before on Temmin. Lord Vader on this account, sorry, not Lord Vader, Darth Vader on this account is a lot slower. It's only about 220 speed because I've tried to stack offense. The trouble is, it does make these matchups very, very risky. But I thought, all right, we've got speed from the Rebels, so that should get us ahead. And I must emphasise, this guy's mods for speed especially were terrible. So I knew I could at least take a chance that I would outspeed it. And yeah, it was pretty comfortable. I mean, I'm just looking here, and I don't think there was a point in this battle when it looked out of my control. I mean, yeah. This is the weird thing with Mon Mothma and, well, Vader versus Mon Mothma. Once it gets going, it is impossible to derail it. I mean, it's just such a clean counter. The only way it could get off is if, essentially, you just let them get off. And, yeah, I wasn't going to do that. So, yeah, very comfortable win. It's a bit disappointing, to be honest, to see Kyle this week. And I don't know what's going on with this guy's mods. I keep going on about them. I should try and post some screenshots, but I'll be honest, that will take a bit of time. But, yeah, the actual speeds were terrible. I mean, there was an echo that I'm going to spoil it a little bit, but there was an echo on the back wall for Bad Batch, and that was about 250 speed or something. And, you know, I didn't actually beat that team, but it's purely because I ran out of teams. And you're thinking, if I had got a little bit more in my roster, I would have absolutely owned this guy. And it's painful in that sense, just for the fact that you're looking and you're thinking, I have got slightly better speed mods, but I couldn't really do much with them because I had to put stuff down on defense. So yeah, Bugs versus Ewoks. Pretty comfortable battle. I don't really know what I can add here as far as useful insights. I got that on low grade just so he didn't daze us. But at this point, it's more about we've got to get Alder. So yeah, once low grade's gone, there's no daze. Just get Alder under control, a bit of ability block, and yeah, routine win. I think we did drop some banners though, because I may have just been in a bit of a rush. Why I was rushing, I don't know. Here we go. So yeah, we lost a bit of protection, but that usually comes down to the fact that I use Conscription as the first ability on GBA. If I use that as the second, I would probably get the protection, but a little misplay on my part. Alright, so I do this a lot. Ewoks with 3PO. It is a gamble in some ways taking on a nest with Ewoks, for obvious reasons. Now, I find it quite comfortable for the most part, as far as I believe the Ewoks with 3PO have got a nice amount of damage, but it's all about timing your hit. So as you can see, we've got through Mission, we got through Canderous quite comfortably, but yeah, even with a little bit of daze there, I didn't feel at risk. I did try and time my abilities a bit though. I wasn't going to just go 3 willy like using the assist ability when there weren't anyone to assist. So I thought let's just use a basic. But yeah, I thought let's keep Nest under control, keep it dazed, we don't want to take in turns. But yeah, it isn't the worst battle this. It may seem bad, but honestly, it's not a bad battle to attempt. I mean, I was trying to keep 3PO 3 as well. Once they're all free from daze, we can use the mass assist. But at this point, it was about timing the shot, and I'm going to skip ahead because we're at 3:45 there, but it took a while. I mean, it was just getting the right set of moves going. I can't even remember exactly when it was. It might have been with just 2 minutes to go, so I will fast forward a little bit more. I kept getting bad luck where Paplu got the turn. He'd be the one in line to take the turn when she hadn't got protection up. And Paplu obviously isn't a damage dealer, so it was just timing that shot. So we got there in the end. It was rough. I mean, as you can see here, I think I decided to do something here with Paplu. We got Nest down, and we just managed to get the hit in with Wicket. So in the end, it wasn't bad. But yeah, you give me a chance to take a Nest down with Ewoks, I will try it. But it was a bit closer than I would have liked at the time. Okay, so the back wall this. This is the only team I beat on the back wall. Geos, I thought, yeah, we'll try Treya. I've remodded my Scion, I've remodded my Treya to make them more defensive, just so that when I do take on Geos, they've got more survivability. And yeah, I'm disappointed. I'm just going to have a sip of my drink. And so you may be able to work out why I'm disappointed. Is it here? Come on, you know you won't do it. You know you won't do it. Okay, at this point I'm thinking we're safe. And then Spy does that. Spy. Like I say, I did remod. I tried to make Scion more tanky, and Spy just said, I don't care what you've done with your mods, I'm taking him out. And the worst bit is, when I was talking live, I did actually say we were just a couple of moves from Held by Hatred, so it's as if the AI heard me and went, oh, we better get him out. So, yeah, we went from what was looking like a very clean win to losing 2 tunes. So, yeah, that was rough. I'm not going to lie. It was bad banners to drop, but we got the win. It's just, when you've done a remod, you hope for rewards from it, and yeah, I feel like the AI just basically flipped the bird to me. Yeah, I wouldn't normally drink doing these, but I thought my coffee's going cold. So yeah, pretty routine battle, even though we dropped banners. Now, this wasn't routine, and I will be honest, I have not faced a lot of good Iden teams. I've faced a few iffy ones, but I have not faced an Iden team that I've thought, okay, this would be suitable, you know, in Kybal 1. So, yeah, this one had me worried. And part of the reason was I wasn't familiar with Iden's mechanics, especially with the Omicron. So I'm hitting this Shore Trooper and I'm thinking, what is actually causing such a lot of protection regeneration. So I will put the bit in her kit where it shows up. But essentially, there's a lot of protection recovery via the Omicron. I think it's whenever someone attacks at a turn on their team. So that was interesting. I thought, okay, we've got an explanation for it at least. But I still felt comfortable here, just with the fact that all we needed was a shot at Iden. If Iden was nuked, she couldn't revive. The same with the others, they can't revive, obviously. So I thought, we will be comfortable, it's just getting the hit. Not to mention there's so many buffs on that team that we are going to stack damage and we will take them out eventually. It's just getting to that point. So thankfully Magma Trooper was looking a little bit squishy compared to the others, so I was trying not to attack at a turn on it. But the trouble is you've got Echo there, and Echo doesn't really care. You know, and even if I'd thrown in the Sokari, it would have been the same outcome. So there wasn't really a good option. I just had to try and cope with it. Now, we did get kind of lucky, depending on your point of view. Fives was sacrificed, so it did ramp up our offense. But yeah, it still wasn't a pretty battle for that reason. I mean, once gas gets up, it's a lot cleaner. We were able to get another bit of damage out, some crit hits. I didn't really know who to go for at this point, though. I thought Iden made sense, but she got dazed, so it wasn't the biggest priority. But still, once we got the nuke, she was going. That way, if by some miracle these three bozos took us out, we would have a clean clean-up. But, yeah, they were never going to take us out. I mean, forgetting the fact that we were stacking damage, they just hadn't got any offense in them now. I mean, it's 2 tanks and a support, so they were dead in the water. So it was just about getting through the battle here. I think we did a Rexolate on Stormtrooper. I do think we managed to get Shore Trooper out without the Annihilate, though. It was just basically that. So yeah, 57, it wasn't clean banners, but we did get through it. So we got 3 teams left at this point, so we thought, okay, we're going to use Imperial Troopers on the Night Sisters here. Again, not great speed on the Night Sisters. Don't usually need speed, though, but this was a clean counter every day of the week. So I was happy taking it in. I thought, all right, we're in safe territory here. Even a thick zombie, you know, we can still punch through it with Dark Trooper. So yeah, my priority was, once zombies down, can we go for Daka? Can we go for Tals and just get one of them out? I think at this point, actually, I was just changing songs on my music just for the fact that he was playing Christmas songs again. I don't know why. I need to try and get an actual playlist sorted rather than just playing them off the internet. But yeah, that's why we've got a bit of a stall here. But I would fast forward, but I know I wasn't that long, and I don't miss another bit of the battle. There we go. So we did take Zombie out again, just so she was in 2 stacks of Undying, whatever that ability's called. I can't remember offhand. But yeah, we go for Daka. She's probably a little bit tanky at Relic 7, and she's just had 2 zombie deaths, but Dark Trooper doesn't care. Dark Trooper's just going to go for her. So, yeah, I think we even just spread the damage a bit. It was like, okay, we've got a nice big AoE. We do the AoE with Gideon, and yeah, it's clean. This is, you cannot get a cleaner counter on Night Sisters than Imperial Troopers, in my opinion. So, lovely battle. Alright, next one. We took in GG Droids against the BAM team, and this was just, again, this wasn't a clean battle, purely down to my misplaying. I was faffing around. There's no other way of putting it. In my head, I was thinking, I want to get the Mandalorian out. I picked the wrong Mandalorian. I don't know how else to put it. For some reason, I was fixated on the Mandalorian instead of Beskar Armor Mandalorian. And yeah, it was not the right choice. I'm a little irritated watching this back that I'd put Extortion... Oh, no, of course, it's not Newt Lead. Sorry, I'll take that back. I was going to say, why isn't Extortion spreading, but it's not Newt Lead. But yeah, I'm just looking at this and I'm thinking, I let BAM get off here, and it was not pretty. I mean, if Queel and IG had been there, it might have been understandable going for someone else, but yeah, I let them get me there. That was not good. We didn't really get good banners at all here. We did get BAM out. That was something. I went for the Mandalorian after. Probably not the right choice considering Django's there. Well, I'll say probably not a good choice. It wasn't really a good choice. So yeah, I've had better battles. I think that'd be safe to say. Yeah, I mean, look at this. I'm going to kill myself essentially and give Django a second life. So Yeah, this was just very bad. I'm thankful my Grievous was pretty thick. He was able to deal some good damage, but yeah, that was all down to going for the Mandalorian to begin with, so big misplay on my part. Thankfully we got through it. Alright, final one, we went for the Phasma with JKR, and honestly, I didn't want to go straight for Kylo Ren, just for the fact that I feel, you know, he's going to do stuff anyway, so I thought let's pass turns to Yoda. Let's just try and spread the damage to begin with, because there are obvious damage points in this team, you know, Executioner and Kylo are the big ones, but I thought marking is not going to particularly help there, so I thought let's just see if we can do something different. Yeah, Phasma's the other one. I didn't want to spread in turn meter. Obviously, Officer will do a bit of that as well, but it wasn't a priority. That AoE from Juhani is absolutely terrible. I use it in battle, but really, I might as well just basic. I don't remember the last time she took someone out, let's say that. But yeah, double tap on over there. We're golden here. I think we did drop a banner, but honestly, it wasn't the biggest drop of the round, so I don't mind. Once Officer's out, it's just basically taking out Kylo. It's no big deal. So yeah, clean win. So we move on to Fleet, and this guy got an Executor, so we took in our Finalizer again. I think it was only a 6-star Executor. So I'll be honest, this match wound me up a bit. Executors wound me up quite easily anyway, but it wound me up just for the fact that the one thing that annoys me about Executor more than anything is the dodge mechanics. And we had a lot of dodges here. So I was quite grateful there. We didn't have a bad start. If the Echelon dies during that turn that we just survived, it's a lose game. We don't go through. The best you can hope for is getting the Xanadu blood out. But thankfully, we didn't suffer that. So at this point, we were still in the match. It wasn't clean, but we were still in it. Yeah, I decided to bring in Abanork. I'm debating if that was the right call watching it back, because I know what the next turn from the AI was. But yeah, this is a bit of the match I don't like. We were quite lucky here. It brought in IG88 or IG2000, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, we were able to keep the battle under some level of control. I think I misplayed there again. I think I should have tried to keep Bosk under control for a shorter amount of time. It's tricky because there's a cleanse coming up, and it doesn't matter what you do, the cleanse is coming. So it's all about who do you want to be affected by the cleanse. And in my head, I'm thinking I'd like to try and get IG down, but in hindsight, it was probably better just controlling Bosk, getting an ability block out there, because yeah, Abanork's gone at this point. We have got Chaff still, so that's something. But there's the contract risk. And yeah, the contract wasn't worth risking over. Thankfully, we did get Bosk out. So that was something. We didn't have to deal with that. But now it's just making sure we get through it in time. IG2000 goes pretty comfortably. Still a 2v2 though. I wasn't happy there. Bulba took a turn straight away despite Command Shuttle being there. I can only assume it was a turn meter thing where even though it had turn meter removed, it still gained enough based on the speed on the board. But still, it was not nice seeing. So yeah, at this point I'm just thinking, can we at least survive? We got Slave 1 out pretty comfortably. And this is where the dodges I was talking about come in. Yeah, we had a dodge there, and you're thinking, okay, this is not looking good. We had a resist there, that was not good. So you're looking for something, you're looking for a stun, just some level of control to basically say we're winning this battle. But yeah, it's as if the AI was just trying to give me a heart attack. But we got there in the end. It was, I mean, look at that, another dodge. I'm in the red, I am marked. This was not good, but we got there, thankfully. But what you're going to witness here whilst the victory screen on was me cursing at my viewers. It was not my proudest moment, but I did actually need to vent. It was not nice having those dodges. And I will say it, whoever came up with the idea of that amount of dodge mechanics in this fleet, I want to know why they thought that was a good idea, because it is painful. Okay, so we took Geos in against Radis. Yeah, there wasn't a clean option for a stun here, so I thought we're going to have to basic. The AoE, sorry, not the AoE, the amount of foresight in the Radis fleet can be annoying, but we coped okay, I thought. We've got a nice big hit here, so I thought Clone Sarge starting isn't going to do anything. That was actually a waste of a ship on their part. So it's basically who is going to be annoying. I thought Rex with his protection up move could be annoying, so let's try and get rid of him. One move, he's down. We're actually one from reinforcement to salve, so I thought, okay, we can bring in our Houndstooth. A little surprised that Rose came in. I'd have thought Rose would start more than anything, but again, I'm not really sure what the thought behind this fleet is. So we're going to pop a taunt. And at this point, there isn't really any damage here that worries me. Poe, maybe, but I think Poe would have to do a really big hit to get my Houndstooth out. So yeah, we're kind of stalling again. Yeah, Sarge isn't going to do anything. He's just a little bit annoying. You know, he's not taunting, he's just there. So we need to get him down, but I'm also thinking I need to make sure these resistant pilots aren't using specials. So it's all about timing your hits, working out who you want to target. So we're going to do that. We're just going to get some offense on our GOs, get some defense on our tanks. And yeah, it was pretty comfortable taking out the Rose ship. No problem taking the Star Fortress out. Yeah, it's now getting to Poe essentially. I mean, that was a bit of concern, I'll admit, when Biggs came in. I thought, alright, Biggs is not ideal here. But yeah, I thought, alright, we're bringing Xanadu. We're getting counter chance now on Houndstooth. We should be pretty comfortable. In fact, I could call an assist from a GO as well, so that was nice. So yeah, pretty comfortable from here. I think we get an Annihilate next turn, and yeah, we did miss that, but no big deal. Did we actually get the Annihilate? No, we didn't even use it. So, bit of a shame, to be honest. If I could have stalled, I probably would have got a few more banners, but c'est la vie. So, the final one, we have got Malevolence with IG in the starting lineup versus Geos. Yeah, I didn't really know what I wanted to do here because Geos are a very weird fleet to take out. I know Soldier's always the priority because he's the one who calls a lot of attacks out of turn, so it made sense going there, but equally I'm thinking, can we control one of the other Geos so that there aren't as many attacks out of turn? So yeah, we got the stun on Sunfac, which was nice. Even if Spy now does a big hit, it's only going to be 2 of them, so I think I made the right call. Yeah, Sunfac's nearly dead. I could have actually just done an AoE and probably wiped him, but I wanted to see what Outrider looked like. So I brought that in, and I want your opinion, guys. Well, oh, ladies, do you think that is a drunk ship? I was calling it on stream. I thought that ship looked wonky. Like, you know, it was like, So, yeah, I think Dash was a bit drunk when he was piloting that. I don't know if that's deliberate. I don't know if... I mean, I haven't seen enough in Shadows of the Empire to think it was always at a weird angle, but yeah, to me that looks off kilter. That's about all I've got to say on this battle, weirdly, because there isn't much else to add. It's a pretty routine battle at this point. Yeah, I think it's a pretty standard team, this to beat. I mean, Malevolence versus Geos, Malevolence will always win. Okay, so the final battle I'm going to show is just an attempt to take out Bad Batch. It was not a serious attempt, it was just basically me throwing a team at it. So yeah, we didn't stand a chance here. I just thought these are my last tunes that are either relic till gear 12, so I'm going to throw it at it. Trouble is, even with gear 12, sorry, even with low speed, they've got such great team synergy, Bad Batch, that they can take anything down if there's not any good synergy on the opposition. So yeah, I've just put this in for giggles, to be honest, but there's no way it was going to win. So what I'll do, I'm going to put on the final score for Crimson, and you guys are going to find out if I have to Relic 7 Paplu ahead of my next Grand Arena round. So hedge your bets, folks, hedge your bets. Do you think I'm going to be doing a Relic 7, or do you think I got lucky? Because looking at this, yeah, looking at this, it's not pretty. So Crimson lost, and that means I've got a Relic 7 Paplu. and I haven't got the materials right now, so I'm going to hope I can do it before the next, or maybe probably not next stream, but at least the next video I do. But actually, so we won everything pretty much that we could. The bat wall, I didn't show it on the actual recording I've done so far, but the only other team was Shakti. I just couldn't take that on. So yeah, we did what we could. We actually one-shot fleets, but our opponent had got a lot. I mean, one-shot my board here. I think they one-shot my bottom wall. And granted, they got four GLs for offense, so they could take my JMK quite comfortably, even with lower speeds. Yeah, this is just painful. There's no other way of calling it. I mean, I had to put something down, and I just didn't stand a chance. I mean, thankfully my negotiator held. That was some comfort, I guess, but yeah, still, it's painful. No other way of putting it. So hopefully we come back next round, but equally, I hope we don't face an opponent like this, because this was just painful. It was brutal, painful, so many more adjectives I could use, but they're the ones that sum it up. So the final account, and the newest account, DarthUnkei versus Sophia. Now, for those of you wondering, I've inherited this account from a retiring player, so yeah, essentially this was my first big playtest of what the account's capable of. So yeah, you're looking at the stats on screen, and to me they're as interesting as they are to you guys, because I've only had a couple of days to play around with this. Even though I know the player and I've had a rough idea of what they had on their account, it's still a learning curve for me, this. So I've said to myself that any of my GAs for the rest of this season, they're all going to be a bit of a play test as far as working out what I can do. But we'll see how we get on each round. We're going to say we'll take it by ear. So yeah, I've let you have a look at this. I'm not going to talk it through, but let's show you what was on defense, what was on offense. So this is how we started. We'd already got attacked, so it was a little bit of a rough start, if we're going to be honest. So let's just show you the actual damage dealt so far. So yeah, they'd taken out my nuke droid team in one. They'd taken out the crew first order in one. They'd taken out Darth Revan with Talon in one. And even though you can't see it, they took out SLKR in one. So it was a little bit rough as far as what the front wall had done. By the time they got to the back wall, they hadn't done anything yet. And whilst we were streaming, they didn't do anything either. Well, Sophia didn't. So I'm not going to show my front wall. I'll show that when I do the final review. But let's show you what I was facing. Okay, so I don't really know what to say about this nuke team. It's the sign of someone who's had to do something for Lord Vader and thinking, what the hell am I going to do with Tusken Raider? And I'm not convinced that's the home for it. If I'm going to be honest with you, Sophia, that really wasn't the home for it. Sith Empire, okay, fair enough. You expect Talon in there at this point. BAM with Queel IG, Nest and Armourer, interesting comp. And then GG Droids with BB-8. Yeah, BB-8, I respect that. Then South Wall, we got Boba Fett-led Bounty Hunters with Zamacron, so that was a bit of fun. Lord Vader with a fairly weak 9th Sister, and you got Royal Guard at Rally 3, TFP at Rally 5, and a Gear 12 Stormtrooper. So 3 tanks, but not a lot of damage in the team. Qui-Gon Jinn, Army, okay, respect. And then more Mandos. The droid cut wasn't the fastest I've ever seen, so that was quite interesting as well. So that was what we were facing. So let's show you how we got on with it. Okay, so this is where we started. We did Fennec lead Bounty Hunters. Like I said, there wasn't a lot of damage in this team, but I was tempted to go with JML. I thought JML might be safer, and I didn't want to lose the first battle on this account. But I was nudged to go for Fennec just for the fact that damage on the team was low. So I heeded to the wishes of the chat, as it were. Yeah, we got Royal Guard out with Disintegrate. Got Armor Shred onto Lord Vader. Granted, it's not as much as it used to be, but still 2 stacks is pretty nice. And I will be honest, this was just a routine battle. When I watch this, I can understand why people say that Lord Vader's a bit weak, but I also would like to emphasise this was a bad Lord Vader comp. you know, Lord Vader on his own, maybe you could argue, yes, he needs more love, just for the fact that on his own he's not doing a lot. But you could also argue that other GLs are like that. So I'm looking at this and thinking there was no Vader, no Thrawn, no Gideon. You know, there wasn't a lot to help Lord Vader. So, yeah, I feel like those who attack me using that comp saying, oh, it shows it's Lord Failure. I'm like, yeah, but it wasn't a great comp. Now, as for this was a gamble. Not to mention I misplayed. I really should have done a basic, I believe, on... I should have tried to get Qui-Gon out, so I should have done a basic on Qui-Gon, but I misplayed, and it meant that everything was a bit out of sync after. That's how I believe I misplayed. Yeah, it wasn't clean, this. It's the only way I can phrase it. I mean, the trouble is I was getting countered out the wazoo at this point, and I couldn't really get to Anakin, which was a bit frustrating. I mean, even that with the Temmin removal, it didn't do much, because all it did was stall their turn. They're still going to have that ramped up damage. So, yeah, it was bad. As soon as Vader's gone as well, thanks to Cam, I had Bobo. I mean, Gideon's Relic 5, I believe here, maybe a little less, maybe Relic 3. Thrawn's Relic 6. So, you know, they were high-powered, but they weren't going to do anything. I mean, the best I could hope for there was that Thrawn could basic JKA out, but no. So that was a misplay on my part. CLS against the Maul team next. Very routine, this. I mean, I haven't actually taken on a Maul anywhere, I don't think. So this was a learning curve for me, but I've seen Maul battles on other people's streams, and this seems like a very safe counter just for the fact that you can pretty much just keep pummeling the ones you get taunt. And yeah, I'll be honest, if I had to take on them all again, I'd be quite comfortable taking in CLS, because yeah, I didn't feel under pressure at all. In fact, it's like that, you just go for Maul. It's not like there's any real difficulty going for anyone in the team. So yeah, drop banners, I'll accept that as a consequence, but getting through it without a loss, I'm happy at. Now, this was a gamble. This account has a Relic 9 Daka. It was a retirement present from the player who I inherited it from. And yeah, I thought, I want to just see how strong Daka is. And my thought process was, Daka is the strongest, so the AI won't be... I wouldn't have thought the AI would be going for her. So it was all about if Boba would be able to take out the one who took the first turn on my side, and unfortunately they did with Spirit. So once that happens, they just get a load of stuff going for them with the contract, and I'm just out of this match. It was a bad experiment. I shouldn't have tried it. There was cleaner counters, which we'll find out when I cleaned up. But yeah, this was a bad experiment. The worst bit is I preloaded it. At this point, I should have backed out. I know I should have done. But I think there's this bit of me thinking, could I get one of them out on a revive? And why I thought that, I don't know. Even now, I'm watching it back cringing, because it's like, I had got no option there. I had got no win option, but for some reason I thought it might work. So I tried cleaning up with this. Princess Leia bit the dust pretty quickly. So I'm thinking, Captain Horn, I need you. So yeah, this was not looking pretty straight away. There's a lot of offense in this team, so I'm not too surprised it was a rough start. We managed to get Leia back, but I really needed Captain Horn to hang around, stay in the game. And yeah, this was just not very pretty. We got Anakin down, but Captain Horn got nuked. Thankfully we got Anakin out, but yeah, the cleanup wasn't on. I mean, maybe if I'd have had a tank in there, it would have been better. But yeah, I got stun locked and just got KO'd. So it was a bad cleanup idea, but I think it was okay for what I was trying. It's just the preload was bad. For the other two, we took in some of our spare bounty hunters. Did a double tap on Cam. Basic, because obviously Force. Well, I thought there might be a chance of Foresight. We got the contract and then just New Kayla. It was overkill, but to be honest, I didn't want to drop another battle on it. So to finish, we did JKL on the Boba team. I felt like it was a luxury I could afford, just for the fact that JML probably didn't need JKL this round. the history I'd seen from my opponent suggested they'd only put Lord Vader down. So I thought JML could probably be used on... Oh, pardon me. Lord Vader could probably be the only GL. So I thought this might be a good cleanup option. Yeah, I didn't really want to use this. If I'd have got through everything in one shot, I would have obviously put JKL with JML. But yeah, this was just overkill in the end. I will admit though, I do like Ayla in this team. I think she's got some nice synergy with JKL. Old Ben obviously goes well in this comp as well as Hoda. So I think these four are actually very well suited to work together. But yeah, it wasn't that I wanted to use them in this battle. It was just kind of, they were there. Credit to this team as well. It did have some good synergy. I mean, even, you know, they're on death's door, I'd argue. You know, they weren't really going to hang around for much longer. They were still hanging in there. I mean, Cad's pretty quick. You know, he's looking for another turn. Boba's hanging in there as well. They've got loads of turn meter despite the speed reduction. So it was a good team. You know, I can't knock it. It was one I really underestimated. I shouldn't have taken the Night Sisters in, that is for certain. But yeah, if I ever see this again, I'm going to have to come up with a better comp because this would be ideal to take in next time, but yeah, there's no guarantee I'm not going to need JKL next time, so I will need to think of a good counter for it. Still, we got the cleanup done. No big deal. 41 banners. So next one, Imperial Troopers. Now, I misplayed with my team selection here. I didn't put range in. I don't like this counter. I'm upfront about it. It's one I don't know well enough. So this was something suggested in the chat, and I thought, okay, we'll try it. And yeah, you need range. That's what the consensus was after. And I didn't know that. I've done a few Imperial versus Darth Ren matches on my other account, but on my Crimson account, but it's not one I feel comfortable doing. I will keep saying it. It's probably one that the more you do it, the better you get at it. You know, the better you are. But yeah, just watching this, I remember looking and thinking, I did not enjoy going in there. So we cleaned up with C. We knew the back wall at this point. I will just try and put a screen grab on the bottom right corner, but the back wall wasn't looking menacing. So I thought we can afford to use C here. I actually misplayed here according to the chat again. I've never used C, so this was a learning curve for me. But yeah, apparently you link Marauder and HK if HK's there. If not, it is Marauder and Malik, I'm guessing, but the point being Mark Marauder. And, well, I'm saying Mark, I mean Link. But yeah, I went for the wrong one. In my head, I'm thinking that Bastila and Revan are the engine of the team, so I'm trying to neuter them, but in reality, I get it. Marauder's got the big hit, so getting him out makes more sense. But yeah, I wasn't worried about this as far as winning. I think it was just, I knew it was going to be bad banners. I mean, you can see how I'm being torn apart. I mean, Sith Empire Trooper, I love him as a toon, but even he didn't stand much of a chance here. That kind of shows how bad a counter this is. I mean, I think if I were to do it again, essentially I wouldn't take as many toons in. I'd just try and rely on C solo. Or maybe not a solo, but at the very least a C2 man like this. So, yeah, a learning curve again. I think if you haven't had a toon to play around with before, it can be hard to actually understand the ins and outs of them. When I was looking after the Bendu last year, I had Rey at the time, and with hindsight, I mismanaged Rey. So it's something I want to try and learn now, because I feel I'm in a better place to understand her kit. But back then, I didn't know it as well. So, like I say, if you're in this situation, it's not easy. People might think it is, but there is a risk to it as far as not knowing what you're doing, and it definitely felt a risk here. I mean, we're going on to the Wampa battle. This was a challenge as far as you're thinking, if they get target lock, we're not going to be countering, and we're not going to be able to do a move. So I was quite fortunate that tenacity at the beginning of the battle was quite good. There wasn't a lot from mods on Wampa, but the 100% that you get from the Omicron, it meant that the solo was on. So, yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a pretty comfortable 68, I'm guessing, but yeah, it can look a bit dicey, you know, just as far as, you know, the protection up is just dwindling a little bit at this point, so you're thinking, Grievous isn't going to survive this, is he? You know, you do question it a little. But yeah, Womp kind of just keeps ramping up. He gets stronger and stronger. It was weird as well not having the Womp ability back as well. I was wanting to use that to keep getting my protection up back. So I was glad when I got that back up. But yeah, just keep using Furious Rage or whatever, Howling Rage or whatever the second special's called. But yeah, comfortable battle. You just keep spamming that, and then if you haven't got your other special available, use a basic. So yeah, comfortable win. Oh, is this? I thought that might be the kill shot. Oh, here we go. So yeah, 68. I'm pretty comfortable with that one as a win. Alright, so next one, we've got Aiden versus Mon Mothma. Now, I was again told in the chat about this, and I didn't know that this was a full auto win. Aiden isn't that powerfully, I think she's only 4-star, but the Imperial troops around her are all well geared, and I think they're relicked. I think Magma might relicked, I can't remember for certain, but I wasn't sure about it. I thought, hang on, you got Cara Dune in there, surely she can be an issue with the AoE stun. But I forgot about the previous battle we'd had on Crimson and all the protection recovery and 2 meter gain via Aiden. So yeah, I do believe you could full auto this. I actually enjoyed playing it manually to try and learn a bit more about Aiden. But yeah, it was a fun battle. I can respect why this would possibly be a risk. If you keep, as I am doing here, hitting Aiden with potency up, she's going to keep reviving. But I think it's all about timing your kill on her. You know, it's the same as if you were to do a Wampa solo on Mon Mothma. I think if you can time it, like now, it's not that difficult to counter, but it's just timing it. So yeah, 65 banners, I was happy with that. Next battle, EP Mara. The speed on the dash was bad. Mara's speed was very good, so pretty comfortable win in that regard. Yeah, very hard to add anything to this battle. I wanted to play around with Krennic because one, I haven't got a Krennic of my own of note, but also I remember watching Gom's stream when Mara came out, and he was really impressed with the idea of putting Krennic with Mara and EP, just for the fact that there was going to be a nice potential pair in there for the stagger mechanic. I kind of like it myself. I feel like it's a double stagger. You know, you can't beat that in a way. IPD's there just putting target locks out, trying to prevent buffs. And you've got an AoE from Tarkin that can keep it in the stagger. So I do like this team. I think there's potential in it. I think if I had my choice, I would put a Death Trooper in here instead of Tarkin, though. I'll play around with the comp, see what lands, what I actually enjoy most. Anyway, Dab Bob Boba with Fennec and a few other scoundrels. To be honest, at this point we've got a lot left, so I just overkilled these final teams. So Dab Bob Boba didn't do a lot here, I'll be honest. A lot of people are underwhelmed by him. What I would say, he's a Territory War toon, and I took him in, and I took a very good team in against him in Grand Arena. So I'd say this blurs the image a little bit. I'd like to face him in Territory Wars, but yeah, that was overkill. So again, this is overkill. We took JML in against Bam. This JML is route 9, so it's very, very powerful. I did misplay a bit here. I shouldn't have gone straight for Bam like that. I should have tried to split my focus between Bam and IG, but it is what it is. So yeah, we'll just go for IG because IG hasn't got damage immunity, so we're just trying to dwindle him down a little bit. Just keep using Inherited Teachings. There's going to be about 76k damage on every one of the Inherited Teachings abilities, so very fun. I've said it plenty of times about my Temmin account. If I could get R9 materials, I would put R9 on JML without a shadow of doubt. And when you see 76k hits, it makes sense. Because when you think 76k hits for everyone, so it doesn't matter how weak a toon is, they are doing that damage. I mean, think Hoda doing 76k damage, it is fantastic. But yeah, at this point, Bam's pretty much done all his big moves. Not a lot else that he can do, so we're just going to start smacking him as hard as we can. JML's got his ult lined up, so as soon as he takes a turn, we will be ulting. There we go. And yeah, very routine from here. So go on, Barris. There we go, 7,000 damage. It just neglected to show the true damage. So yeah, very comfortable. We take Queel out because he's the one that's making IG a bit stronger, so let's start pummeling him a bit. Gonna say, do we do a hit with JML or Barris? With JML. 4,719 crit damage. It looks bad, but honestly, you gotta look at the white numbers. The white numbers are the ones that really sell the JML team. Man oh man. I absolutely love it. I mean, again, you look at the crit scores and you think, my god, this is low damage, but oh, I could do this every day, honestly. I don't think this will be going on defense. If it does, it's because I need it on defense. Like, I know my opponent doesn't like JML, but this is going to be offense all the way. Alright, so the final one. JMK versus Newt. Yeah, we haven't got Cat in this team because Cat was on defense. So, yeah, this wasn't a risky battle in any way whatsoever. Yeah, it was just more about how we're going to approach it. So I thought, let's get Leia out. If she's under stealth, it could be a nuisance. Similarly, I thought, let's go for Dooku. We don't want him being a pain. The counterattacks could have been annoying, but damage immunity, I think, was still on Kenobi at this point, so there wasn't a risk. So yeah, at this point, no threat at all. I mean, to be honest, they couldn't take a GL out anyway, but I'm thinking of banners. It should be a very clean win. City was a pain. He's got anti-Jedi mechanics, so he likes dodging Jedi attacks. That's a bit of a nuisance. No other way of phrasing it, unfortunately. He just wanted to be there and just wind me up, so he did his job. I think we take him out here. Nope, next one. Was it the next one? There we go. So we get the ultimate. A little bit of a shame for me personally in a way. I was hoping Crimson would be the first ultimate JMK I used, but yeah, I couldn't get there in time. So yeah, we got the ult. Tusken, he's no threat whatsoever. So yeah, this is just a funny battle, isn't it? I mean, Newt can do a lot of things, but I think making Tusken Raider relevant as things are is a big ask. So yeah, 65 banners. I could have taken in something a lot weaker and still won, I suspect. So yeah, now we go to Fleet. Finalizer again versus Executor. And this one didn't go as well as Crimson's. So we're going to get a hit on Razor Crest. The AoE comes in. Thankfully we did survive it. That is always the critical point. If we don't survive the AoE, things go bad fast. So we do the mass attack. And this is where things did nosedive a little bit. So Echelon did survive there. We're going to put a basic out there. We're going to just try and kill off Xanadu Blood, so feed TM. Nice nuke. So yeah, at this point you're thinking it's looking good. I'll take back what I said before, it was going alright up to this point. I thought, right, I don't know what I want to bring in. Usually at this point on Crimson I'd be bringing Plo in, but Plo was with the Negotiator, so I was a little bit stuck. So instead I thought, right, what we can do, we can use an ability block there, just get Slave 1 out. But who do we go for? We got a stun there, that was pretty nice. But yeah, this was not looking clean. We got, well, they triggered a contract, so this was not going well. I had to find a way of trying to get past them fast. So yeah, we go for a hit on Slave 1. Command Shuttle's been targeted, so not great. We do a basic on Slave 1. We're trying to gate out. The trouble is out of turn damage really isn't high with TIE Silencer. Oh, sorry, against Executor, I should say. So again, feeding 2 meter. We get Slave 1 out, that's nice to see. Yeah, I'm just trying to remember. I think Carth goes here. I think IG comes in, takes it out. I think. Let's just see, we do a basic there. And I bring in Gauntlet because I want to try and recover some protection and health. So we do the the first special, sorry. Only a little bit, but in theory that should be helpful. Okay, so Gauntlet did its job. It can die if it wants to at this point. We're going to do a basic try and feed Termite to one of my ships. We got Breach, so we can't really do the ability block move, so we may as well just try and get some damage over to crew. Now, I think if I'd done a basic there, it might have been better, but I got the advantage, so I thought, let's try it. The trouble is I get marked, and then I get mass attacked on. So, crew got a bit bad RNG there. Both Razor Crest going for it, and then the Executor AoE taking it out. So, from this point, I've got no win condition. I've got nothing in the reserves that can take out Houndstooth. So, yeah, I'm stuck. I've got to two-shot it. So at this point of the battle, I'm essentially trying to make the cleanup nicer. Even if it is just getting Houndstooth down to yellow, just trying to do something to make things better. But yeah, it's not easy. I mean, as you can see, Echelon goes. I didn't point out, by the way, it's a 7-star Echelon here. But yeah, I can't really add much more because we bring in Special Forces. Chat was saying I should have brought that in first reinforcement. Maybe they had a point. But yeah, once the Death Star's gone, you're out of this. I mean, I was out anyway, but I can't even hope to deal more damage. I mean, the worst thing is they got the heal off, so not pretty. So thankfully, I got my Malevolence. I took that in. I've done the Malevolence counter against starting or non-preloaded Executors, so I was pretty comfortable taking it in against a preloaded one. In hindsight, I didn't need Imperial TIE Fighter, that was a bit of a waste, but it was kind of helpful. I think we did get a bit of turn meter from a Foresight, I think. So at this point I was thinking, what do we do at this point? And I thought, hang on, we've got no turn meter on the Vulture Droid, so we may as well do the AoE. Save the cleanse for later. So we're going to put some Foresight up. And like I say, I do think that played into our hands. I think we did benefit from it. I don't know exactly who. It might have been Razor Crest. There we go. Razor Crest dodged and we got a bit of turn meter, so it wasn't a bad reinforcement. We're also able to target Razor Crest with Spy, so that was helpful. They got a few Buzz Droids still, so we were able to rely on those. I applied some more just to be safe. Basic, unfortunately, we got dodge. I stand by it, the dodge mechanic on this fleet is the most annoying thing. Forget about the fact that Houndstooth is so tanky in this fleet. It's just the fact that they've got so much evasion. I will rant about that for days, I tell you. But yeah, at this point, Razor Crest has still got 3 Buzz Droids, so yeah, we could get out before it gave the fleet the contract. And that makes avoiding the Death Star cooldown decreasing a lot easier. So bringing Soldier, that helps to get IG out quicker. There we go. And then it's just a 5v1 versus Houndstooth. So overall, this was a pretty good cleanup. If I'm just being a little self-critical, I'm thinking maybe we could have done better with the one-shot, though. I don't know for sure, though. Even watching it back, I'm thinking, would the AI have still gone for Silencer? Let me know what you guys think, because I'd gone for the kill shot with Silencer, where maybe if I'd stunned Houndstooth, it would have been better. Either way, I was stuck behind the taunt, so that was a bit of an issue. But yeah, I'm looking at this cleanup, it was pretty comfortable. I've got no issues. So 41 banners for the exec. I'm not feeling good at that point. So yeah, we're going to go for the Rebel fleet, and I actually did a mirror. So I thought, I've worn a few mirrors on Temmin, I feel pretty comfortable trying one. Biston isn't as big as my Biston on Temmin, but still, it was bigger than their Biston, so I thought we got a shot. And I was actually curious how Outrider played in comparison to the normal Rebel lineup. And to be fair, it didn't really do much. I mean, it's probably not a great Outrider, but still, I wouldn't be starting it. So yeah, at this point, we've got this in the bag. I mean, I think they got a reinforcement in, did they? Oh, no. I bring in Wedge and it's game over. Honestly, this was a delicious kill shot. Delicious. So yeah, 69, everyone's favourite score. So the final round, final battle. We took a negotiator against the Chimera. I believe it was a Chimera, not Executrix. And yeah, I wasn't exactly sure how to start here. In fact, I was told after maybe don't start 5s in these battles, so I'll keep that in mind. But yeah, this felt pretty comfortable. We got an AoE on Vader. He didn't cause us any problems. Death Trooper wasn't that large. The Gauntlet wasn't that large, so... well, no, it wasn't the Gauntlet, it was the Reaper, the TIE Reaper. So yeah, that didn't do anything. We got a nice 2-shot on Bomber and Reaper to kill shot. Now, second sister came in. I was a little concerned, I'm not going to lie. I thought, alright, this thing can counter negotiators, so I was a bit worried. I thought, alright, what is pursued target doing to me? And thankfully it wasn't doing a lot, even though it was maxed out. I think at this point the battle was lost for the Chimera. You really need to start that ship if you want to counter a negotiator, I think. So at this point I'm thinking, right, bring in Plo, just recover banners, grant Termite, because even though Y-Wing's not taunting, it's still going to do something. So yeah, I'm feeling comfortable about this battle at this point, even though second sister will be targeting Anakin. She's not that high gear, so she won't be actually killing him. So yeah, we just put an ending loyalty out. She won't even kill him then, so a very comfortable battle. I can't really add much more. So that's how we end the first GA on this account, 70 banners. So let's show you how the board ended. Okay, the debutant, DarthUnkei, got a lucky win. And I'm calling it lucky because we just go through the defense holds. Everything got one shot on the front wall. And the back wall, everything got one shot as well, including the raid comp, which I hoped would get more than one. So, yeah, we got lucky. By all rights, Sophia should have won. But it's pretty obvious they aren't, because they've attempted twice on Executor, cleared both of these fleets, so that means they've got nothing left. So yeah, I'm feeling very lucky on this account for the fact that I dropped battles everywhere. I didn't deserve to win for that regard, but we did get the win. So I'm going to be thankful for that, but it also tells me I need to sharpen up for the next round. So yeah, that's the way these go. Okay, so very quick review on JJ, or as it is, I need to relic Sabine. I will keep forgetting that, I do apologise. It's right there and I keep forgetting. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, we were facing the JML on defense. I ignored it. I was tempted. I thought I could try it with GG, but I thought no, especially when I saw the back wall. So we got a Padme team here, not the greatest. We've got an Ewok team. Obviously, Ewoks are Ewoks. Front wall, we got a Rey Jedi training team that, yeah, it wasn't well geared, but there's still potential for annoyance there. Plus, there are a few missing Zetas, so that helped. Rolo can be annoying at relics, so we took Bad Batch in there. They got no chance. With this, we took in... Ooh, what did we take in? Newt. We took in Newt, that was it. So, pretty comfortable with that. Then down here, like I said, the back wall took me by surprise. Relic Geos, or some Relic Geos. So that changed my plans. If there had been something small there, I would have tried a smaller team. But because it was Relics, I thought, okay, we're going to throw General Grievous at that. Phoenix, I think we used Treya and some scrubby leftovers. And then up north with the two teams remaining, we did JKR on Padme, and we did can't remember what the other team we've got available was. It wasn't Ewoks. Palpatine, I think. I think it might have been Palpatine. We did Palpatine on the Ewoks. So offensively we did okay, no drop battles. We did better than our opponent, as you can see. Our opponent couldn't clear my Geos in one, so they took 2 shots. Didn't attempt my gas. One on the Night Sisters. By the way, a little hint there at something that's happened. Yeah, we got Padders here, no holds. Bosk, no holds. But at the back, Iden did some work for me. So Iden's been quite an interesting character in this round of GAs. Got 2 holds for me, so I'm pleased with that. I think, alright, Iden's doing some work for me. It might help that Magma is now 7-star gear 10. It's like, it's not there, but it's better. Shore Trooper and Death Trooper being at 7-star will help. Obviously, gear will help as well. So there's things that are improving. So I'm quite happy with JJ's GA. I think we've got it's a good place for it to be. So that is it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the review we've just done. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this, and please comment if you've got any opinions on my GAs or the actual video I've made, because there is a lot of time and effort that goes into making this, as far as it's not a quick editing process this, so if you've got any feedback, please give it to me. Okay, other than that, Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now, everyone.